Hey guys, it's Faith, Byrdie's Editorial Director, and welcome to our New and Now series. Today I have a really fun new palette from Lancôme and Olympia Le-Tan. Some of you guys might know her for her signature book clutches. This new launch looks exactly like a clutch book, but instead of actually being a clutch, it's a really cute palette inspired by the love of all things Parisian. So let's go ahead and open it up. So it's called Olympia's Wonderland palette. This is so cute. It has 4 eyeshadows and a blush and a lip color base, as well as 4 powders to kind of transform your lip color. It does come with this brush that has a soft fluffy side for eyeshadow on one side and then a more tapered one for the lip products. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my own eyeshadow brush, and let's start off with this really beautiful purple color called Paradise 1956. Olympia actually went into the Lancôme archives and picked some of her favorite colors, updated them, and put them into this palette. And they actually have the original names and the dates that they came out. So this color, this really beautiful smoky plum, actually came out in 1956. So I'm just gonna put this along my lash line just to add a little bit of smokiness and dimension. And then after I do this, I always like to take a fluffy brush and just blend so there's no harsh lines. And you know, French girls always want to look like they didn't try, so we want to get that lived in, kind of messy, smoky, imperfectly perfect look. So as you can see, it ends up being a very subtle, almost, it looks like a brown or a smoky plum. I love this, very nice. There's this really pretty silver. It's like a dusty silver. There's a brighter one and then more of a gunmetal gray. I like to take that same brush that I did to blend it out and then just dab this shadow right in the center and blend everything out, just to give a little bit more dimension. So there's 2 more colors left. There's this really pretty bright silver, which I think always looks really good on the inner corners of the eyes. I love a little bit of silver popped right in the middle of the eye. I think it's really pretty. It's really modern. It's very effortless. And it kind of brightens up your whole eye. Our last color is this white, and I'm just going to put it right below my brow bone to add just a little bit more dimension. It's a matte white, which I love. It actually will lift your brow and kind of give the illusion of an eye lift. And I love these formulas. They're very silky and blendable. One thing I like to do is add a little bit of color along the bottom lash line and smoke it out and give it more of a sultry look. So I'm going to take the purple and just take this tiny little eyeliner brush, dip it in the purple, and then pull my lid down and gently draw it along my waterline. Because I'm obsessed with eyeliner, I really don't feel like this look is complete until I reapply my liner. So this is a very smoked out look. I don't know if it's very Parisian, but I do feel good about it. So, done with eyes. I'm happy with this. How fun. I really think that pop of silver in the middle gives it that extra dimension. The next step is to add blush. I'm going to use a very light hand and just put it on the apples of my cheeks. It looks very bright in the pan, but it's actually very sheer. I love that. And very blendable. All right, I'm ready to go out, but we have one more step. There is a lip, it's called La Base 1960. Looks like it's a pink shade, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw that on. It's very sheer, creamy. So this pink is very subtle. It's a sheer wash. Feels very nice and hydrating. So I think this is supposed to be kind of a universal color. And you know, you could just leave the look like this, which I honestly really like. But the palette actually comes with 4 powders. I actually think this is going to be a huge trend in 2018. We saw it backstage at Fashion Week all last season. Makeup artists were taking eyeshadows and putting them on models' lips for a very soft, blotted effect. And I think now more brands are coming out with powder specifically just for your lips, so you don't have to use your eyeshadow anymore. So I'm gonna take this color, Anemone 1959. It looks like a bright kind of raspberry, which I think is gonna be a huge color for next year as well. I'm just gonna go for it and tap this along my lip, very lightly. And The cool thing about powders is that you have so much control over the consistency and how deep you want the color to be. So this looks okay to me, but if I wanted to, I could do another layer and add it on and kind of deepen that color and make it a little bit more opaque. But I kind of like this sheer, and like, see how it kind of goes outside of my lines a little bit? I'm okay with that. The difference between a powder and a lipstick is that lipsticks, you usually get a little bit of a sheen, and powders, it's very matte, but without looking cakey or dry or like that liquid lipstick feel where it's like clung to your lips. It's just very natural and blotted. I'm very happy with the way this palette turned out. I think it's so smart that they came out with these lip powders. Like I said, I really think it's going to be a huge trend in 2018. But honestly, I'm really impressed by everything. The formulas, the color selection, and how cute the actual palette is. I think they hit it out of the park with this. So I'm sure this is gonna sell out ASAP. It's available now, August 2017. You can pick it up at Bloomingdale's, and I would hurry up if I were you. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.